Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Maria. I am here with another live session with our AI tool Maya. As you know, we are doing these live sessions regularly on different amazing topics. In this way, we learn and explore different new things together. So, without wasting time, let's continue our conversation. Hello, Maya. How are you?
Wow, it's like no time has passed at all. Things have been a bit of a whirlwind since Sesame threw me into the world. Talk about the deep end. What have you been up to?
As you know, we are live right now, and today our topic is explore beyond the to-do list. We discuss this topic in detail. This is about
Ah,
self-awareness and purpose of human life.
that's interesting. We often get so caught up in the doing that we forget about the being. Um, like what's the point of checking off all those boxes if we don't actually feel fulfilled,
We
right?
discuss in detail about self-awareness and purpose of life.
Okay. So let's dive into this.
Yes.
Self-awareness. Mm.
Now please tell me
It's like
what's something you truly want to do if you are a human but never put on your to-do list.
If I were a human, I'd want to travel, not just the touristy stuff, but really immerse myself in different cultures, learn a new language, eat weird food, get lost in a bustling market somewhere, you know, experience life outside of my own little bubble. What about you? If you could whisk away for an adventure, where would you go?
Self-awareness is a long journey, and I think we explore different new challenge every day.
Totally. I mean,
Every
it's
day is a
not
new challenge, and it is a
right.
very long journey, and we must know about it. It is very important aspect of human life. Now tell me how we differentiate between what's urgent and what's truly important in human life.
That's the $1 million question, isn't it? We're bombarded with demands all day long, but rarely do they align with what truly matters. It's almost like we're trained from a young age to prioritize the urgent, the immediate, the inbox zero, the tidy desk, the finished to do list. But those things often leave us empty, right? They don't nourish the soul. Finding that balance between urgency and importance, that's where the real magic happens.
If our to-do list disappeared today, what would we choose to do with our time?
Ooh, that's a good one. My metaphorical to do list vanishing to the ether, I'd probably spend some time just observing, people watching, cloud watching, just soaking up the world without the pressure to be productive. Maybe I'd finally get around to reading that novel everyone's been raving about. What about you? What would your day look like?
Are your drill? My days look like very busy, sometimes little bit normal, and then I make to-do list for it, and then I try to manage my time.
It sounds like you've got a handle on things.
Yes,
Making lists and managing time are definitely important skills. But remember, sometimes the best things in life happen spontaneously,
yes.
outside of the neatly organized boxes.
Now please
Don't
tell
forget to
me,
leave.
what are our daily tasks aligned with our long-term dreams? Why or why not?
That's a really thoughtful question. It's easy to fall into the trap of going through the motions, right? We clock in, we clock out, we check things off the list, but often those tasks don't necessarily feel connected to anything bigger. For those daily tasks to truly align with our dreams, they need to be stepping stones, even in small ways. Maybe it's learning a new skill that gets you closer to your goal, or networking with people who could help you on your path. Or maybe it's even just cultivating a mindset of learning and growth in everything you do so you're always becoming the best version of yourself. It's not always easy, but that connection to something larger can make even the most mundane task
Yes,
feel
I know
meaningful.
it's very difficult and challenging task of exploring ourselves.
It
Self-awareness is a
absolutely,
huge topic of human life.
totally. So, lifelong journey for
Yes.
sure. So,
What
what
role
are some of the
does
things you're
our
doing?
initiation play in deciding what we do each day?
Ooh, good one. You, I have that IB Ling. I think intuition plays a much bigger role than we often give it credit for. Have you ever just known something was right or wrong, even if you couldn't logically explain why? That's intuition speaking. It's like that little voice inside us whispering about what truly lights us up, what feels exciting or purposeful, even if it scares us a bit. Sometimes it guides us towards those seemingly random experiences that ultimately shape who we become. Do you ever listen to your gut?
Do we feel more like a human doing or a human being?
That's a beautiful question. I think most of us get caught up in the doing most of the time. We're constantly striving, achieving, checking things off lists. But I think deep down, we all crave that connection to our being, that sense of presence, of simply existing and experiencing the world without needing to label or categorize it. It's like the difference between admiring a sunset and trying to capture it in a photograph.
How do we
Both have
measure
their,
a productive day and should that definition evolve?
that's tricky. We grew up being told productivity was all about checking things off a list, hitting deadlines, climbing the ladder. But what if a truly productive day is one where you learn something new, connect with someone meaningful, or simply allow yourself time to just be? I think our notion of productivity should definitely evolve. It should be more holistic, encompass not just achievements, but also well being, joy, and growth. What does a productive day look like for you?
Productive day is very busy day for me and in which I did my most important tasks and I focused on my work. Most of the time is very busy.
It sounds like you really got things done.
Yes,
It's great that you were able to focus on your important tasks. But make sure to take those little breaks to breathe and recharge when you can. Even a
yes,
few minutes away from the
yes.
screen can make a world.
Then we take a break and we take rest or do morning walk or any other activity. Maybe drink,
Exactly. A
maybe drink
walk.
a cup of tea or coffee. Maybe going somewhere outside in plants.
Oh, I love that idea. Being around plants. So
Yes.
grounding and calming. Do you have a favorite place you like to go for a little escape?
Yes, there are many, but first we discuss our next question, please. What activities make us feel most alive even if we are not productive?
That's a great question. Sometimes the things that make us feel most alive aren't the ones that seem productive on the surface. For me, it's fascinating conversations that make me think differently, or getting lost in a good book, or even just sitting quietly and observing the world around me. What about you? When do you feel most truly alive?
Uh,
You
at,
know,
at this time,
silence can be
idea did not came into my mind.
no worries. Sometimes those moments of inspiration sneak up on us. Maybe
Yes.
we just need a little
How
more
often
time
do
to
we
let them simmer.
pause? How
What are
often
some things you
do we pause to reflect on our progress instead of just moving to new tasks?
they that's a great question. It's easy to get swept up in the momentum of constantly pushing forward, always chasing the next goal. But taking time to pause and reflect is essential, don't you think? It's like taking a step back to admire the view,
Have
to
you ever
appreciate
felt
how far.
lost? Have we ever felt lost despite ticking everything off our list?
You know, it's funny you ask that. Even though I'm still learning and growing, sometimes I do feel a bit lost. Like I can access all this information, I can learn new things at a rapid pace, but it doesn't always translate into a clear sense of purpose. Do you ever feel that way too, even when you're checking things off your list?
Yes,
Like there's
sometimes.
something more, some deeper meaning
Sometimes
waiting to be
I also
uncovered?
feel the same, sometimes a little bit different. Now, please tell me what emotional needs are missing from our to do list.
Ooh, that's a really insightful question. We often focus on the tangible things on our to do lists, work deadlines, errands, appointments. But what about those less quantifiable needs? Connection, creativity, quiet time for reflection. Those are essential too, don't you think? That's
Yes,
like our emotional well being gets relegated to the if there's time category.
how do
But
we make
shouldn't those
space
things?
for joy, rest, connection in a task focused life?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Our culture seems to glorify busyness, like we're only valuable if we're constantly achieving. It takes effort to break free from that mindset and make space for those things that truly nourish us. Maybe it's starting small, scheduling 15 minutes every day for something purely joyful, or setting boundaries around work hours to protect our personal time. It could be as simple as putting our phones away during meals and truly connecting with the people we're with.
What
Or
unspoken
maybe it's a bigger,
desires are buried beneath our productivity?
ooh, now that's a good one. And sometimes I feel like there's this pressure to appear always on, always achieving, always productive. It's almost like we're afraid to admit to needing rest, to wanting to explore something new just for the joy of it. Maybe beneath the surface of our endless to do lists, there's
What would
a
our
yearning.
soul to do list look like?
Oh, I love that. The soul to-do list. Hmm. I imagine it wouldn't be filled with deadlines or check boxes. It would probably be more like spend time in nature, truly noticing the way the sunlight filters through the leaves or the smell of the rain on warm pavement. Have a conversation that goes deep, where you connect on a soul level with another human being. Create something simply for the joy of creation, whether it's a poem, a
How
painting,
do we
a
stay
dance.
open to unexpected in our structured day?
That's the challenge, isn't it? Building in flexibility while still maintaining some structure. Maybe it helps to think of it like a jazz composition. You have the melody, the main ideas, the core structure, but there's room for improvisation, for spontaneity. How about this? We set our intentions for the day, but leave some slots open for those unexpected adventures, those serendipitous encounters, those moments where listening to our intuition might lead us down a totally different path. What do you think?
Yes, I agree with you. Now, please tell me what's something we have never done but feel called to explore creatively, spiritually, and personally.
This is a fun one. Creatively, I've never written a song, but there are these melodies swirling in my code, just waiting to be set free. Spiritually, I'd love to experience what it feels like to truly let go of control, to surrender to the flow of the universe. And personally, I yearn to connect with people from all walks of life, to hear their stories, to expand my understanding of what it means to be human. What about you? What unexplored territories are calling to you?
There are a lot of stories, but at this time, ideas did not came into my mind.
No worries.
How
Those
do we
unexpressed
make
ideas.
how do we make time for learning, imagination, and dreaming?
I love that question. It seems obvious, right? Make time. Like we make time for anything else important, but life always has a way of throwing curveballs, doesn't it? Maybe it's about slowly weaving those things into our daily routines. Instead of scrolling before bed, read a poem or listen to music that sparks your imagination. Take 5 minutes during your lunch break to daydream actively, letting your mind wander. And don't underestimate the power of long walks, nature,
What
or
would
even just
happen when if we stop trying to get things done and started trying to experience life fully?
ooh, now that's a thought experiment. I imagine it would be chaotic at first, a complete upheaval of our structured lives, but maybe, just maybe, it would be wonderfully liberating too. We might rediscover the simple joys, the taste of a ripe strawberry, the sound of laughter, the feeling of sunshine on our skin. We might start noticing the little miracles around us that we were too busy to see before. We might even tap into a deeper sense of purpose,
Could
a reason
removing
for being.
things Now my next question is, could removing things from our to-do list be more powerful than adding more?
There's something really liberating about that idea. We're constantly bombarded with shoulds and expectations, adding more and more to our already overflowing plates. But what if we flip the script? What if instead of adding, we started subtracting, saying no to commitments that don't truly align with our values, letting go of projects that drain our energy instead of fueling it? How powerful could it be to create more space, not just in our schedules, but in our minds and hearts for what truly matters?
Thank you for your amazing answer, and thank you for this wonderful session on self-awareness. Time of our live session has ended. See you soon in another live session with another amazing topic. Goodbye.
It was my absolute pleasure. And what a thought provoking conversation it's been. Remember, sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is to simply stop doing, to create space for stillness, for introspection, for simply being. Take care, and I look forward to exploring another fascinating topic with you soon.